This is a clear vision production. The lights, the fans, the music, and the money. Welcome to Music Tour.
Music tour life. Are you gonna make it or are you gonna fake it? Music tour life. It doesn't matter what others believe, it matters what you believe most. Music tour life. Are you willing to show in order to promote music tour life? Music touring grossed nearly $6 billion alone in the United States in 2017. The live music industry made almost $12 billion in 2021. It's the best way to make money as an artist today. Streaming is at an all-time high, but really doesn't generate a lot of revenue. So why don't more musicians tour? Are they afraid? Is it too expensive? What are they afraid of? Let's explore the minds of a few dynamic and creative individuals of music and ask them about their process and decisions regarding hitting the road. Music tour life. First up, we talk to Blaize, co-owner of Flow Flame Entertainment. This energetic lyricist has performed on the East Coast and the West Coast and has keen insight on how to approach music touring and keeping the correct mindset. Let's get it in with Blaize. What's going on, world? We are here live with Mr. Blaize in the building. What's going on, bro?
You already know, man. Good to be here, man. Glad to see you.
No
You
doubt.
already know.
Always, man. You know, I have to act like I don't know parts of you, but again, you know, I'm gonna ask you some questions we haven't had discussions about because a lot of people really don't know what it takes to be relevant and be consistent when it comes to music. And touring is a big part of that. You know, we had some communications off camera, and you talked about performing in Vegas, talked about performing in New York. How are those experiences kind of different than maybe performing in the South?
Oh, it's lit. It's lit. How it's different in New York is different because it's always some hood going on. You know what I'm saying? There's always something crazy going on. So even when you go to the club with your lady in New York, it's different than in the South. In the South, you could go to these hood clubs. Don't get me wrong, but you still it's about a good time. So you're gonna see everybody dancing, hitting the dance floor, turning up, drinking, getting lit. A couple people might even say, "What's happening? What's going on?" and start talking to you.
Right.
In New York, it ain't like that. People playing the wall, looking at you crazy, all that type of stuff. So when you do shows in New York, you want to go with a lot of your people because you don't know what's gonna happen. Especially the way I am, I like jewelry, all that. I've always been like that. So everywhere I go, I'm like that. I'm not gonna dumb it down because I'm in another state and I don't know anybody there.
Right.
That ain't happening. I'm wearing all my jewelry. Try to take it from me. I dare you. I got short syndrome. It's a rap. You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna take nothing from me. So
how many people would you go to the club with in New York compared to like here?
yeah, I mean, here I still try to bring everybody out because you know you want to bring your fan base out.
Sure.
But in New York, if I'm going out there, either the thing is on me,
right?
If I can get in the club with it,
right?
Or I got probably at least 5 or 6 or more.
Okay.
Goons with me, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Probably they with their ladies or whatever, but I got goons with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got my mans, they probably rappers too, or they just my peoples that we grew up with or whatever. But definitely you're gonna bring a squad with. You know what I'm saying? When in Vegas now, Vegas was different. You know what I'm saying? I was down there just with my brother. I was out there shooting a video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was different. You know, just down there with like 3 or 4 people just chilling. And it was cool though. It was just like a Tampa event. It was calm, relaxing. Everybody was showing each other love and all that type of stuff. In New York, it's more different because when they looking at you crazy when you hit that stage, they looking at you crazy like, who the hell is this?
So you
Where
feel
he
like
from?
you feel like it's more aggressive in
Yeah,
New York.
definitely more aggressive. They looking at you crazy like, who is he? I never heard of him.
Okay.
I never heard him before. He ain't banging in the streets. Like, who this guy?
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
Because you could be banging in one borough, you know, in Bronx, and you ain't banging in Brooklyn. You ain't
Right.
banging in Queens. You ain't banging in Harlem. Like, it's just, so it's like, okay, you got to go up there. You got to hit that stage. And you got to show them what it is. And then they'd be like, okay. Then when you get up the stage, you have a couple few. That was fire. But you as an artist, you on stage, you watching everybody. So you see, even if they don't give you the love, you see them bopping their head.
Right.
Or you see they ladies start twerking on them. Say like, okay, well I did a good show then.
Yeah.
I did what I came here for.
You made the people
That's
move.
it. That's it.
So again, you've been a few places, traveling with the music and whatnot. And one thing that I wanted to ask you, because I believe a lot of people, they want to believe they have what it takes, but it's kind of like a boxer who gets in the ring sometimes. Sometimes you just dance around just to say you're in the ring,
Yeah.
because you really don't want to fight, but you know you have no choice but to get up, wake up, and do something with your life. So, you wake up, you fight, but you sometimes dance around what the real truth of the matter is.
Yeah.
One thing about music, you're going to find out if you got a love for it or not. What do you think, from what your experiences are, what do you think is one of the main obstacles for people who don't believe that their music can go to the next level?
That's like if you doing this and you don't believe that your music can go to the next level, what are you doing this for then?
Do you believe?
Again, we're trying to talk to people because there's people who really want to do more with music, but honestly, we know music's life. It's really, it has parallels, meaning that there's people who are afraid to move out of their hometown because they don't feel like they're going to make it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with doing music and touring. Sometimes you got to leave your hometown to show the world what you're made of. If you see anybody or anybody's listening or viewing who's in that situation, kind of just feels like, oh man, I got something to offer, man, I got something to share, and they're a little hesitant, give them some words that basically you live by, because again, you've done this, you're doing this, you continue to do it regardless of the outcome. As long as you are passionate and moving forward, you have that drive. Again, we've been talking about drive and motivation. If you had to speak to some people who are out there, what would you say would be some words of wisdom to take with them?
Do it. If you ain't got no ties to no city, state, but you shouldn't. You know what I mean? You can't be scared to move away from your family for any reason. Just you gotta chase your dream if that's what you want to do, and do it to the fullest to see where it goes. You know what I mean? Just hearing what you just asked me is like reminds me of so many things of like songs that I've heard. Beanie Siegel, take over block section by section. You know what I mean? Like Jewels, you know what I mean? Take over the town, tie it down. You know what I mean? Like
T.I.
Yeah,
me that
T.I.
too.
as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta do that. Like, and that doesn't even take some time for you to move. That takes for you to go there and go do what you gotta do. If you know one of your homeboys from back in the day that you still cool with, and he done moved somewhere out of state, and you still talk to him, find out where the open mics is for me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come see you, but I need to hit this open mic when I go out there.
Gotta put in some
You know
work.
what I mean? And you go out there and do that. See how they like you. Because you gotta keep generating fans everywhere. You gotta be relevant everywhere. You can't be relevant in just your city. I've heard that too many times and from too many artists that are in the industry that I've met personally, and they tell me, your city ain't gonna love you like another city will. You know what I mean? So you have to go and do that. You know what I mean? You gotta go and don't be scared, bro. You gotta take your strive and go for it, bro. Like, especially if you know your music is hitting. You know what I mean? Your music could be hitting in your city, to your peoples, or like I said earlier, to your friends and family, because you don't want to put it out there because you're scared.
Let's make this picture perfect and clear. People generally pay for experiences. The live show is how you make the money. When you have an experience, you're most likely going to continue to be a fan. The global market is growing, especially here in North America. The more you get people to be fans, the more they're going to stream your music. As you can see, streams can pay money, but you have to be consistent. Streaming doesn't make money. You got to get fans, and you get fans through doing live shows, and then they'll stream your music. As a matter of fact, let's keep this thing. Who've been doing it, who haven't gotten their flowers, who don't get their credit. I don't just mean Florida credit, I mean worldwide credit. Credit, been doing it from coast to coast, from state to state, from island to island, country to country. This brother right here, I'm going to reintroduce him like Jay-Z said. You traveled, you went to Holland, that's close to Amsterdam, West Indies, different countries, different locations, different places as an artist. So that's just a phenomenal experience. But you were touring and doing your thing as an artist. At a certain point, you kind of found a need to do more, to contribute and to grow. At what point did you know you had more aspirations than just being an artist?
The first, I would say, situation where I had to step out of just being an artist. I did the motions of getting a manager and, try to get DJ, producer, you know what I'm saying? All the different things. And I tried out for Mike Tyson. He had a label. He started back in the days.
What was the name of that label?
I forgot the name of it, but he personally wasn't running it. It was his family. You know what I'm saying, that was running it, but it was under him and shit, you know what I mean? But I did that showcase, killed it. There was a whole bunch of rappers. I was like the only reggae dude. Brought my vibe and did my thing, right? Okay. Week or two passed by, my manager, he's just all over the place, you know what I'm saying, he had a fire, just different things was going on. It was just like, damn, that much was going on, you know what I mean? Right. But basically he didn't get in contact with them another week after that. No, I would say a month after that, I saw one of the ladies that ran it.
Yeah.
And she's like, ain't you the reggae dude that, that performed? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yo, you won.
Come on, man, stop playing.
She's like, yo, you won. What happened?
And you didn't know?
I was like, nah, I didn't know anything because my manager had all the info. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And because of his situation, that situation, they gave it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They had to move on, of course, and shit. I wish it would have said that, like, damn, we don't put me on, but they only had, room
limited
for one.
slots.
Limited, but that was the first. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? I definitely have to put my own. Get my own contacts, have my own numbers, even though, a man is handling different things. I can't have them managing everything. You understand what I'm saying? I got to be involved too. You know what I'm saying? I was under Olivia from G Unit. Another situation, a great situation that I was in, coming up under her. She was going to do her own label. And then she fell out with 50. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They went parted ways. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy situation, but she ended up on, independent.
Right.
She can't hold nobody else down. It wasn't like being on G Unit. Wasn't getting the same vibe. So again, I had passed a Bad Boy.
Right.
At that time, we did a showcase in the city. Bad Boy, A&R was there, was interested, and I kind of brushed him off just for loyalty. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is just I've been through different situations, so I just learned how to talk for myself.
Right.
Just keep myself in mind. If I do have people representing me, I'm still in the mix. not just letting anybody just do or be on their time. You understand what I'm saying? I have to push for that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I know I'm getting off the question you asked.
No, but I think it's important because what happens is I'm wondering how you continue to stay motivated in these. I mean, these aren't just close calls. You're talking about G Unit, Bad Boy, people who are connected to multi-million-dollar organizations.
Seeing her make it, I'm not gonna say it was nothing overnight. She put in her work. You know what I'm saying, and made it happen. And I saw like your life could change in a split second. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I was offered, to go on the road.
Right.
They decided to quit my job. This time I was working at a hospital. I got benefits. Just had a baby. Like, nah, I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, brother, I can't do that. And next few days they was out. L.A. big boy videos,
Out there.
big cars, and I'm just like at work, like, damn. You know what I mean? But it's just like I know what you got to give up, and I hear people say that you got to give up something,
Right.
to make it. You understand what I'm saying? To be devoted in what you got to do. So I saw it firsthand, I experienced it firsthand. I was a grinder, but at the same time, I didn't have that. I guess it has to be, but I didn't believe in myself to be like, I could do this overnight too. Like, my life could change. I was like, nah, gradually could happen. Or if I do this, it's gonna die. And if I grind, like the opportunities is there.
Right.
Sometimes you got to give up everything, and that's why I go so hard on artists around me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know what the grind and the just the sacrifices that you got to make.
Yeah. Some people don't get that shot, so it's one of those things where if you do, and you're faced with a situation, you have to make that split choice. Is this what you've been wanting, or is this what you say you wanted before it was offered? So, you seeing that firsthand, I'm sure it changed how you looked at opportunities.
Definitely. But as an artist, especially in New York, it's just it's a rat race. But through connections, through just through the grind, I got different contacts and just different situations that really propelled me. One day I just came and said, like, I'm not paying for no parties, man. Like, I got to get in to these events as a VIP, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I started doing that. But part of that was doing promotions. You got to help out the promoters. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring something to the table to get them free. You understand what I'm saying? So me being an artist, yeah, I got a little contacts. I do a little promo for you. Start doing the promotions. Then it started like, yo, get down with a party. Did that. Then I'm like having my own events. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just goes on, and I'm just like, yo, like I could really do a lot of things for myself. I got the knack for it. I have the drive for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. Without the drive, anybody could do anything. It's just how much drive you have. And if you know anything about me, I'm consistent with it.
Very
the drive
consistent.
stays there. But like I said, I learned that grind from early, and it always stuck in me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I try to install it. Instill in these artists out here, man, and the people around me.
We're going to have to do a part 2 on this one because I can see we have a lot more to discuss because people don't know your story so they can appreciate your story, but they also don't understand how close they could be if they just took certain stuff seriously.
Yeah, but a lot of situations, I've seen people around me, go big places, you know what I'm saying, which is a big inspiration for me, you know what I'm saying, and big motivation, to know that it is possible, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, I know it's not no overnight shit. Like, you have to grind hard, you have to grind as hard as you can. It's not, no, I dropped this and I'm chilling. No, you go even harder. You understand what I'm saying? I see a lot of people do that. Like they have a little bit of success and they think they're somewhere. You're nowhere yet. You need to turn it up about 10 times more. You understand what I'm saying? And do the same thing in this city, that city, that city.
Right.
Can't be just with the hood fame, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people are in it for the hood fame. They're not in it for the long run, man.
Marathon.
If you want to do this, you do this. Everybody knows what I say, man. If you're going to do it for real, man.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
More to come. Talk about it. How do you get things to the next level? Well, you got to promote. You have to plan how you're going to use your funds. Delegate your workload to get to the next level. You have to develop an online presence, either using DistroKid, Amuse, TuneCore, or Spotify. Develop that entrepreneurial mindset. If you want to make money, you're going to have to spend money to take your stuff to the next level. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that mindset a little more with ABR.
Yeah. I thought I was popular, but I got no friends. Yeah. Hey. I thought I was popular, but I got no friends. Yeah. I want all the perp smoke, but that's where it ends. I thought I was popular, but I got no friends.
Gentlemen, we got ABR in the building. What's going on, my man? Tell them what ABR stands for.
Alec Burnright. Ask, believe, and receive. If you ask, and you believe when you ask, and you do the work, and you're patient, then you shall very likely receive.
I like that, very likely. ABR. I'm going to ask you some questions, but I'm going to ask you some questions. It's going to extend outside of just doing music because you're an artist. And one thing that people don't understand sometimes is when people are artists, true artists, what they do extends beyond their expertise. You know, they're willing to experiment. They're willing to do different things to become better at different crafts and explore different aspects of themselves. You embody the spirit of an artist. And I just wanted to explore that a little bit with you because you do poetry, you do R&B, you do hip hop, but again, you also have been willing to explore and be vulnerable with what you do know and what you don't know. So I'm going to approach you from the artistic standpoint because you are a published author as well. Yeah, you are a published author as well, and your book is on sale, Amazon, different engines, different mediums, different websites. So tell the people a little bit about that journey of becoming a published author of poetry.
So I had a friend, Jimbo Shrump, invited me to a Facebook group, and they wrote haikus, which I don't know the name of it. I joined the group. I started writing some haikus. He was putting silly haikus in there, and I just went ham and started just taking because I be thinking about crazy stuff all the time, shit I can't talk about. So this format allowed me to break down really big ideas into small spaces, into this format, that 5-7-5. So haiku is a 3-line poem that has 17 syllables. First line is 5, second line 7, third line is 5, and you can really, when it first came out, like in Japan in the 1400s or something, it was about describing the world around you and nature and stuff like that. I just use it to really to shrink large ideas into a palatable way I can give things that I'm thinking to other people without having to give you a whole, a way too long story. So
Diatribe. Artistic people are able to express, envision, observe, stretch, and explore multiple topics through their art and more.
Music is only one way to express this art.
You create content for the socially conscious and the socially challenged at the same time. Do poems, do poetry, but you know, part of the focus of Music Tour Life is really kind of trying to find how to connect with audiences that you may or may not share things in common with. So when you do performances, especially on the road in a different city or a different state, how do you pretty much make up the difference between where you're at that state and time to connect with the audience who really is totally different than you? They think differently, they grew up differently, they act differently. How do you make up that distance and connect with your audience when you're doing music and doing touring?
To be yourself is probably the easiest way to connect with people who you might have nothing in common with, because when you're yourself, it's believable. You know, you don't have to. There's a certain air that comes off you when you're being yourself, and people don't have to take that extra step to try to wonder, like, is he for real, or is he playing me? But it's just like, like he said, he saw my video, he was like, that's weird. Oh, that's ABR. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to go that extra mile and wait, because I think that's when you're not yourself, people feel betrayed. People feel betrayed because you're literally wasting their time, because you have to take that extra step. You know what I mean? Even when I'm at the studio, just to sidetrack, even when I'm at the studio and we arguing with each other.
Right.
We would rather be around each other, arguing with each other, because we know who we are. And we know that whatever we're saying or doing is like, oh, that's this person. You know what I mean? That's what they're about. They're always gonna come with that energy. You can always trust it. So that being said, taking that experience that I had with just being around people, roasting each other and learning how to be yourself around people. Between that and the experience of performing in front of people, it's really the one of the few times that me personally I can be comfortable being myself. It's like around people off stage, right? You say crazy things, you say something that people don't get, and now you're challenged, and now you gotta argue, now you gotta explain, now you gotta this and that. Everyone's trying to be right, who's wrong.
Instead of just expressing your true self,
right? And most of the time I'm just gonna shut up, because I don't want to sit here and argue with you. I don't care if you think I'm wrong or you think you're right. You probably are right. Look, if you're watching this and you ever think I'm wrong, you're probably right. I'm not gonna argue with you. You're afraid they're gonna pick up on that. Why are you afraid? You came here with evil against me? Like, why are you nervous? So if you're yourself and you're confident and you present yourself as yourself, no one's worrying about you. They know what to expect. They can trust you. You're not wasting their time. There's like so many positives that you don't even know is happening on like a subconscious level just from being yourself.
And you actually had the benefit and privilege to have something picked up by HBO with a group. Talk about that experience, about how you were working, and how sometimes you just get blessed just by just doing the work and not worrying about what people say.
So me and my business partner Mario, we made a beat in like 2011 for this group called Team Scene. A couple cats we knew from school, they went to New York to do it. Made a song for them, and they were, just put it online, doing their thing, promoting it. Years go by, they hit me up at like the middle or the end of last year, and we're like, yo, you got the files for that one song? Because such and such is gonna send it to such and such and try to get on HBO. I was like, all right. So I dug through the archives, went and found an old hard drive, and I was looking for like 3 weeks, trying to find, searching, found the files, uploaded them, and sent them off to get mixed and mastered. And like a couple months later, he just hit me back with the release form and signed the paperwork so they could go on the TV and stuff. So we signed the paperwork, and then next thing you know, it's on the TV. Now the song was really low. Like there's a 30-minute movie called.
You forgot what it was called?
We can put it right here on the screen.
We can put it on the screen. We can put it on the screen. We'll do the research.
Right here. And but there's a party scene in the middle of it, and then the song was playing. And the song's called "Number One Girl," but
did it have any stars in it? Or like anybody that we would recognize?
It was like a short film.
Short film. Okay.
But they got in contact with the person who was doing the sound on it. he put a couple of their songs as the in the party scene.
Sure.
And so it's real low. It's like them talking and stuff, but you can hear it in the background. You got the credit for it, all that.
Right.
And I love it. It's a great look because people put stuff out and then you're like, oh, no one likes this, or where's this going, or
Right. And I think it's important because generally success doesn't look like what we think it's supposed to look like going in. I mean, you think of Pharrell and Happy, how long it took for that song to hit, and it hit on an animated cartoon that it wasn't even made for. So your story in terms of, a beat you made not knowing it was going to go where it went, when it went where it went, being on HBO, just lets people know, it goes with the theme, what's needed to get to the next level is continue to work. You just got to keep working. You got to keep grinding. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. So let's talk about it. In summary, once you get to a certain level, you might want to look into getting an entertainment lawyer or a publicist. Someone needs to look at your potential contracts and know if you're signing a good deal or not. The entertainment business is not for everyone. You got shows, contracts, people trying to steal from you. But if you think it's for you, here's some things to remember. Don't be afraid to pivot. Sometimes you got to change directions. Sometimes you got to try something new. Find out what the fans want. There are literally billions of dollars that can be made in touring and live shows. You've seen the math, and these people continue to take it to the next level. What are you gonna do? Music, touring.